Hey, everybody, and welcome to your March ahead. This is predictions for all of the zodiac signs, and we are going to do this in terms of the elements. So, starting out today, we are doing the fire signs. Then we're going to move into the earth signs, then the air signs, then the water signs. So, feel free to look in the description or just after this introduction and you'll see links to jump to your sign. In today's reading, we are going to deep dive into what it means to find personal and financial freedom through our manifestations, through using our own voice, and through prioritizing ourselves. This is the pinnacle of what information you'll need to know moving into March and where the energies are at. And we're doing it based on the element of your zodiac sign. So we've got first up the fire signs, which are Aries, Leo, and Sagittarius. Then we've got the earth signs, which are Taurus, Virgo, and Capricorn. Then we've got the air signs, which are Gemini, Libra, and Aquarius. And then we've got the water signs, which are, speaking of which, my husband, who's a Cancer, is calling me right now, which are Cancer, Scorpio, and Pisces. So yeah, go check it out. Hey, baby. All right, so let's jump on in with the fire signs first. This is for Aries, Leo, and Sagittarius, and we're looking at March ahead. Okay, the first card that I pulled for you was the Eight of Pentacles, which shows me somebody who's working hard, somebody who's putting effort in, and it comes as sort of a cautionary tale in a sort of way. It's just saying beware of the effort that you put in. And you're doing a good job. You're on the right track. Just don't get absorbed in that. That's the Eight of Pentacles. Next up, we've got the Three of Cups in reverse, which points to a feeling of lacking celebration or lacking community. This is about making sure that you take time off from focusing so deeply on your manifestations that you forget to enjoy the life that you were given and really just get with people who you like to be around. Celebrate those achievements and have a good time. This is what helps manifestations to come in faster when you're not hyper focused on your work, which is kind of the feeling that I get. And this is true for any kind of manifestation. So if you're manifesting a romantic partner, maybe you're like, the cards just fell everywhere. Clearly the fire signs had a lot to say, but these two cards are literally jumping out at you. Okay, let's see here. You have this one, which is the Eight of Wands. And the Eight of Wands is talking about quick action. It's decisive action, moving forward. And part of that is this Six of Swords card, which talks to us about moving on from something that maybe was painful and could have to do with your childhood, could have to do with a child right now. I say that you can see a child in the card. There are two figures on a boat and they are moving away from a situation and moving on from a situation of hurt and still carrying some of the hurt or the difficulty that they went through in their mind, in their thoughts, beliefs. Kind of nod here from your spirit guides that yes, there is a lot of action coming through, and you may have even noticed this, like you've been working hard, but it seems like there's just been like a lot of energy coming in, and that's sort of what March is all about. It's this really exciting sort of forward movement, and especially for fire signs as we enter into Aries season in March, it's kind of saying to me that remember to slow down and enjoy the time that you have with your friends, your community, your family, etc. And also be aware of leaving the things behind that don't serve you anymore. And those are negative beliefs, negative belief systems. And you can do EFT tapping for this. You can talk to your therapist. You can do a combination of many things. Journaling is really good. And all of these things are going to lead you to really just let go of the pain that others have caused you. And this could be as simple as like the pain of certain systems of oppression. So like capitalism or whatever. Or if you have marginalization in any sort of way, your skin color, your ethnicity, your sexual orientation, your gender orientation. There's so many things that can mess with I recognize that I have a certain amount of privilege, and also that I've experienced a lot of marginalization. So I think that's true for many people, but there are people who have suffered more and more marginalization. And so when we're doing this, it's important to remember that it's not your fault, that you are working with some deeply painful things, that maybe even things that happen to you, such as, like violent types of situations, or maybe not even so obviously violent, but still kind of feels that way, sort of a thing. And those things do exist, and you've been healing from them, and you've been working on it. You've been working on not only the outside portions of your manifestation, but also the shadow work. And yeah, it's really annoying to have to do shadow work about, shit that people place on you. I know, because it's just annoying. It's like, why should I have to put in the work to heal something? It is annoying, I'm aware. But for the fire signs in March, what you're going to want to do is move on from that. Move on from the victimhood, move on from the pain. And yes, you still carry it with you in a way, but we're going to see how much of that identity we can let go. And like, even though I've faced marginalization, and even though I've faced very difficult situations, even though I've faced like terrible, horrific things, I can still move forward, and I can forgive. And I think that's one of the biggest pieces, because once you start to forgive, even though you don't want to, and there's a piece of this that's like, righteous anger actually protects us in a way. So remember, just tell yourself in your subconscious mind that by holding on to the anger, you don't protect yourself. The better off you are emotionally, whereas I can release this anger and I'm clear-headed without the anger around, then I can actually protect myself better than if I have all that anger sitting around in my mind. I promise you that if you get to a space of forgiveness for people who did not ask to be forgiven, of a society that does not ask to be forgiven and does not change its ways and never will, or at least not right now. I mean, you can work towards that in your lifetime should you wish to, but it's not your burden. If you forgive those people and those systems, you're much better equipped to handle getting out of them. And this is annoying, I know, because it's like, why should I have to invest my time and money and my energy into healing from people who have hurt me? Shouldn't it be their responsibility? And yes, it should. However, it's not the case. And so what you're doing is just keeping yourself in a cage that somebody else put you in, because you're saying the whole time, they shouldn't have put me here. Yeah, they shouldn't have. But you do have the key. You can walk out. And even with big systems of oppression like capitalism or racism, there are ways of earning back your freedom. And my heart goes out to all of you who, have suffered systemic oppression in ways that even I haven't, and I can't really speak to. All I can do is give you my sympathy and empathy, and hopefully you can heal in that way, because for me, and I can only speak from my experience, staying angry at the people who did terrible, horrific things to me doesn't help me. And I spent a lot of time being righteously angry and with reason, at the people who abused me or XYZ, and it didn't help me. It didn't help protect me. It didn't help me become what I wanted to do, and it didn't help me manifest what I wanted to manifest. So if you are ready to move out of that space, then you're in the right headspace to manifest, and March will be a very powerful month for you. Sending lots of love, and if you need any further support, please do let me know. I also just want to say that the more you use your voice, the stronger you get. And the more that you write, the stronger you get. And the more that you put your heart and soul into expressing what happened to you, what you experienced, the more you connect yourself to people who have also experienced that and help the world rise and help other people who have experienced the same type of marginalization or violence or abuse that you have to free yourselves. That's all I can say about that. You have a strong and powerful voice in your writing, and we are blessed to hear your words, no matter what you've gone through, no matter where you're coming from, and no matter where you're going. So thank you so much. My gift to you, go ahead and head to the comments section and let me know what your main manifestation is. And I will give you a form to fill out. This form allows you to join us at one of our free Zoom sessions. They're not free usually, but I invite everyone to try it one time to see what it's like to get individual coaching and tarot reading from me live about your manifestation. It is so cool and an awesome experience, and I would love to have you there. So if that sounds like something you would like, please comment below. Tell me what your zodiac sign is. Tell me what you're manifesting and say, I would love to join a Zoom session, and I will give you one on house from me to you. And I would be so honored and excited to see you there. So if that sounds like something you'd like to do, head down and comment there. Everybody who comments gets a link to join. All right, let's move on to the earth signs. So here we're talking about Taurus, Virgo, and Capricorn. We're going to take a look at March ahead for your manifestations, specifically for manifesting, personal freedom. And often that comes through financial freedom, and often that comes through, first of all, there's so much earth energy here. And it does feel like it's been a little bit heavy in terms of, yes, we've got this Seven of Pentacles. And so the Seven of Pentacles is just recognizing that you're a hard worker. Everybody knows that. Go on with your bad selves. I just saw an article that said that Virgos were the highest or second highest winners after Aries of Olympic medals in this Winter Olympics. So yeah, Spirit is recognizing the hard work that you've been putting in to reach your manifestations up until this point. And so this is a nod to all that hard work that you've been doing and that sense of moving towards your manifestations, and also there's a lot of work still to be done, and they're encouraging you to take a break. Remember the long haul. If you're not a Capricorn, tap into that Capricorn energy. If you are a Capricorn, this is your mojo. March is also coming in with the World card. Okay, so freaking beautiful. Couldn't imagine a better card for March for you earth signs. This is the recognition of the finalization of a long pattern of karmic energy, specifically towards manifesting personal freedom, manifesting financial freedom, and using your voice to get there. This is the culmination of a lot of work, and it's just like a reminder that to receive, and this card is so interesting because it's the Six of Pentacles. I just don't like it because it feels very hierarchical to me, which I know the tarot in general is super hierarchical. But here we are with giving and receiving. And I guess in reality, there are hierarchies in the world. So even if I don't like it, it's still there. And so for March, it's about giving and receiving in those spaces of where do I have more? Where do I have less? And if I have less, just go ahead and receive. It's okay. And if I have more, go ahead and give in my capacity to give. I think that is the structure that we are in. And until we find personal freedom through our finances and through our writing, publishing, or whatever your manifestation happens to be, what we're doing is giving and receiving on levels of hoping to find equality and hoping to reach a space of equality in all different areas of our lives. I wish our world was more equal, and I think that you sometimes don't want to enter into receiving mode because you think certain things, but remember that there are 12 billionaires and the rest of us are kind of below that. And so it's incredibly unequal. And so the best way to change those patterns of inequality is to actually get money into the hands of people who are kind-hearted and good. And if you gave them $1 billion today, they would literally change the world for the better. Instead of Jeffrey Epstein, who I know is no longer alive, but you get it. It's who sometimes we keep ourselves small in these avenues of money and finances and financial freedom because we think that something wrong with having money, but it's not the money that makes the person. It's not the money that changes the person. It's the money that shows what is already there. And if you are a good and kind-hearted person, what are you doing letting other people have the money? It's your responsibility to be rich. It's your responsibility to make money and be the highest version of yourself. If you have a kind heart, what are you doing playing small? And that's what March energy is really all about for you, dear Earth signs. Because we also have a very cool focus. It's okay. On the one hand, 7 of Cups in reverse. And on the one hand, it's saying to us, you have a lot of options. And for some of you, this might be that you've focused in and you know exactly what you're doing. Congratulations, do it. Don't second guess yourself. You're on the right path. And if you're not, if you're feeling like you're a little bit all over the place, don't be. Focus in on one of those things that's going to really make a difference in your financial world, in finance, in your writing world. If you're I just know that if I publish this book, I'm going to make a difference for myself, for my future generations of my family, whatever, then do it. Don't mess around by publishing a bunch of other things or going back through your library of articles or whatever. It's wonderful. Thank you so much, Earth signs. And that's why I have a special gift for you today. My gift to you, go ahead and head to the comments section and let me know what your main manifestation is. And I will give you a form to fill out. This form allows you to join us at one of our free Zoom sessions. They're not free usually, but I invite everyone to try it one time to see what it's like to get individual coaching and tarot reading from me live about your manifestation. So if that sounds like something you would like, please comment below. Tell me what your zodiac sign is. Tell me what you're manifesting and say, I would love to join a Zoom session, and I will give you one on house from me to you. And I would be so honored and excited to see you there. So if that sounds like something you'd like to do, head down and comment there. Everybody who comments gets a link to join. Hello, air signs. This is for you if you are a Gemini, a Libra, or an Aquarius. Wow, do we have a lot going on today. I'm going to try to go through these cards quickly because otherwise I won't have time to do all of it. Okay. First of all, Ace of Pentacles. It feels like there's been a shortage of like income cash, maybe just like cash in hand. This doesn't mean that you're not rich, and it doesn't really mean anything. In fact, I just read a story, and I'm going to paraphrase it because I don't even remember where I read it. But what it was like, this spiritual guru or spiritual leader, whatever, was like talking to a group of people who are really poor. And the poor person was like, I'm so poor. I have nothing. Like, I don't have any money. I don't have anything. And the spiritual person was like, right now you have on your person something that somebody would pay $100,000 for. And they're like, let's imagine that somebody would pay $100,000 for your kidneys. Would you sell them? And the person was like, no. They were like, what about your eyes? Would you sell your eyes for $100,000? And they were like, no, I want to keep my eyes and my kidneys and my liver and all that stuff. And they were like, see, you have things of value and you just aren't recognizing that value, which doesn't replace the importance of cash and income, but it does give us a new perspective of actually we probably have a lot of beautiful things around us. And even if it doesn't feel like it, there is abundance in our lives. I know that abundance isn't cash, but it's just a way of reminding you that you do have some sorts of financial freedom already in your area that you're not seeing. And that's where the Two of Swords comes in right after the Ace of Pentacles. And the Two of Swords says to us, yes, very good, but you're blinding yourself to the possibilities of what is around you. The Knight of Cups is talking about this just really being an emotional thing, perhaps from past abusive situations or just the abuse of the capitalistic system in general. But it's like you're ready to give up that fight. You're like, I'm not even going to engage anymore. And I'm not even going to like instead of worrying about income, I'm just going to start trading with my neighbors, right? Instead of worrying about how I'm going to pay for my Netflix subscription, I'm just going to fucking cancel it, or whatever. Like, is this really adding anything to my life? No, it's taking it away. And the Queen of Swords and the Queen of Cups are like, you have got this. You are strong and powerful, and the truth is what sets you free. And paying attention to your own emotions is what sets you free. You're just not. And March is that space. It's like, fuck you people. I'm gonna grow my own food. I'm worried about paying groceries. I'm gonna grow my own food. Yes, this is a departure from the life that you wanted, but it's also a process of grief and then moving on from that and remembering that you still have a lot to gain and a lot to have. I mean, I was just talking to a friend yesterday who said to me, we have to be realistic when it comes to buying a house. Like, it's just hard. It's not like it was for the past generations, for the boomer generations specifically. It was like, you bought a house for like $100,000 and now it's worth like $500,000. Maybe they didn't have as much possibility of like income generation as millennials do. Every generation has a different set of circumstances that they have to deal with. I mean, it was like, if you didn't shut up, they would just slap you across the face. And then there was no such thing as like neurodivergence or any kind of like sexual orientation difference. Like, it just didn't happen. So everybody has their crosses to bear. So yes, boomers were able to buy houses, but millennials, we have our own strengths and our own weaknesses and our own. So each generation has to deal with stuff, and it's not going to help you to focus on what you don't have, because it's just going to put you in a bad mood, and it's just going to mean that you can't really see what's all around you. Like, there's a huge movement of millennials who are like, fuck this, I'm going to buy a farm and just live on a farm and have animals, right? Which is me, by the way, in case you were wondering. That's what I want. And I've even started growing my own food because it's just like, I'm not going to be ashamed of struggling financially when so many things have been against me, and that if the circumstances were different, it would have been really easy. So it's not so much a reflection of myself as a person or my morality as a person, which people equate that to like, oh, if you're poor, you're a bad person. People think that. And it's just not true. Or you can't pay your bills. Oh, it's because you're lazy. No, it's not. It's because you put me in front of a TV. That was my childhood. So like, yeah, of course we're all neurodivergent. You know? I'm getting a little off topic. But in the end, it's about focusing, dear air signs, Gemini, Libra, Aquarius, on what you have. Forgiving yourself for what you feel you've lost or have been unable to achieve because of the circumstances of your upbringing and of your life. Do not hold yourself to the standards of those who have come before you who grew up in different circumstances. Give up the fight. It's not worth fighting. You know that. And even though it's not like cash is king right now, remember all of the beautiful ways that you do still have abundance as you work towards increasing your cash flow. Okay? Thank you so much, dearest air signs. You guys are so awesome. My gift to you, go ahead and head to the comments section and let me know what your main manifestation is. And I will give you a form to fill out. This form allows you to join us at one of our free Zoom sessions. They're not free usually, but I invite everyone to try it one time to see what it's like to get individual coaching and tarot reading from me live about your manifestation. It is so cool and an awesome experience, and I would love to have you there. So if that sounds like something you would like, please comment below. Tell me what your zodiac sign is. Tell me what you're manifesting and say, I would love to join a Zoom session, and I will give you one on house from me to you. And I would be so honored and excited to see you there. So if that sounds like something you'd like to do, head down and comment there. Everybody who comments gets a link to join. Moving on now to our water signs. So that is Cancer, that is Scorpio, and that is Pisces. Let's look at what March has in store for you for your manifestations. A Queen of Pentacles. Gorgeous right off the bat. When you focus on the shadow work, the money comes in, the business goes well, your writing gets more traction. When you have fun, the Two of Pentacles. When you have fun and take moments of rest and relaxation and disconnection. So it's not like, oh, I'm resting, but I'm actually journaling about all, even shadow work is still work. Even manifestation work is still work. It can seem like, I know, like at this point, it can seem like things aren't working out. You've got the Four of Wands in reverse. And it can feel a little bit like, it's not happening for me. It's not coming. My manifestation isn't going to happen. This is for March, by the way. And then the Star card in reverse. It's like I'm feeling hopeless, but it's just a small downward space, okay? It's just about recalibrating yourself and having some me time where you're truly, completely, 100% disconnecting from this idea that you have to manifest. And it's a difficult period. I mean, I'm not going to lie. We've also got the Fool in reverse. So many major arcana cards in reverse and such hopeful and light energy in reverse. Yeah, it's about giving that to yourself so much in March. Really just giving yourself a lot of love. giving yourself a lot of tenderness, care, forgetting about the achievements for a little while and not focusing on those manifestations because it's heavy on your heart. And that's not why you're doing it. You're not doing the manifestations because you need to castigate yourself or punish yourself. It's just not necessary. Okay? It's okay to give yourself time and space and love yourself. Yeah, you've been burdening yourself like literally so much. You've got the 10 of Wands. You've been carrying so much, but and some of these are imposed upon you. Yes, you do have responsibilities. This is, you've got the real world ahead of you. And yes, there are bills to pay and people to take care of, maybe children, etc. And yeah, definitely, I get it. So not all of it is self-imposed. But the ones that are self-imposed, do me a favor, let them go. And my guess is there are probably 4 things, if I'm looking at this and reading it correctly, that you can give up doing for the month of March. So let's get into it, okay? Water signs, what are the 4 things that you can give up doing that you're imposing upon yourself for 1 month? Just 1 month. And if that makes you feel a little anxious, go deeper into that. Do some journaling exercises. Write it out. Why does it make me feel anxious to say that I'm just not going to try to manifest for a month? That may be a very valid response to a lot of very big demands on you as a person. Remember, you are just one person, and you cannot carry the burdens of everyone around you. If you try to do that, which I know you do, Cancer, I'm looking at you. Pisces, I'm looking at you. Scorpio, a little bit less so. I have to transform. I have to be good. Also being aware of dark circumstances. Yeah, the 5 of Wands here is talking about just fighting difficulties, getting in the way, somebody not acting right around you, and the Death card. So it's about letting it go. Overall, what are the things that you can give yourself a break on, because it's just going to cause you more difficulty, more harm, more anger at yourself, more anger at the world because you're not resting enough? It's how do we release this so that you can be just chill for a little while, resting for a little while? You can put down something that's not really adding anything to your life, but you're just doing it because of the image that you want to portray, or because you're feeling I have to hold on to this or else my manifestation isn't going to come. If you have a business or you're a writer, perhaps you're doing something in your business that you're actually, I don't really need to do that because it's not going to make that much of a difference in the long run. Let it go. And that process is not easy, but luckily, if you're a Scorpio, that process is fun. If you're a Cancer, it's not as easy, I know, to let go of things, but think about it, Your life will be better off, I promise you, if you put down the things that you are just doing for other people, or for the image in other people's minds of you, or for some reason that you made up in your head that don't actually add a value to your life. When you do that, and I'm not going to get into the headspace of even wanting to manifest anything for March, it's just let yourself be. Just let yourself go. Treat yourself nicely. Do some things to celebrate how far you've come. Have some fun, for fuck's sake. You deserve that. And it's gorgeous when you do it. Truthfully. Hop around naked in the rain. That's what being alive is about. And you should enjoy that in equal measure to the hard work or the whatever, or the manifesting. I'm getting a sick feeling in my stomach even when I say it out loud for you guys. It's your body deserves rest, and you don't have to show up a certain way in the world just to be valuable. There it is. That's what that energy feels like. You don't have to be doing things in order to be valuable to people. You're valuable as you are. Everybody is born with value, inherent value. In fact, I was just listening to Josh Johnson, who's a comedian from the United States, who he was talking about government taking away rights. And he said something that was very interesting that I would like to relay to you all, which is the government cannot take away your rights. Legally, they cannot. It's like if they were going to try to take away your toes. Those are your toes. And if the government came around looking for toes, you would be like, no, these are my toes. And you wouldn't be like, oh, it's okay because they'll give them back. No, these are mine, my birthright, or whatever, but those are what our rights are like. And so, yes, like the government and people around you are trying to take away your rights. And we're up against a lot. Each individual is up against a lot. And the world is not set out for us to be successful. It's set out for companies and governments to be successful and a certain type of person to be successful. Basically, if you're like a rich, neurotypical, cisgender white man, then you're good to go. If not, you've probably faced some serious, marginalization and violence against your person. And even if you are a rich or like a semi-rich white man, you're still being controlled in ways that maybe you don't even truly understand by corporations. So the best thing that you can do is stop trying to do so many things that you burn yourself out in pursuit of this ideal, whether that's an ideal that you came up with or an ideal that society came up with for you. Let it go. Let it be. Let yourself be a human this month of March. And just enjoy it. Enjoy what it feels like to run around naked in a field while it rains. Or if you don't have a field and it's not raining, take a sexy ass bath, Thank you all so much. You guys are amazing. And that's why I have a special gift for you today. My gift to you, go ahead and head to the comments section and let me know what your main manifestation is. And I will give you a form to fill out. This form allows you to join us at one of our free Zoom sessions. They're not free usually, but I invite everyone to try it one time to see what it's like to get individual coaching and tarot reading from me live about your manifestation. So if that sounds like something you would like, please comment below. Tell me what your zodiac sign is. Tell me what you're manifesting and say, I would love to join a Zoom session, and I will give you one on house from me to you. And I would be so honored and excited to see you there. So if that sounds like something you'd like to do, head down and comment there. Everybody who comments gets a link to join.